Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the always informative, always entertaining, the Boxing Authorities. Joining me at the desk, as always, Mr. Correct, Mr. Prediction, Mr. Profit. We'll get into that in a second. Mr. Luther Dupree Jr.,
Right.
Mr. Smokin Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Relsano, and we will get into why I gave him that title. He was on the button, as always. Luther, somebody who we're very high on. Okay, Shakur Stevenson, who we think is unbelievably talented, had just a bad performance last week. He won the WBC lightweight title over Edwin De Los Santos, who was 16-1, 14 knockouts. I don't know how he got the title shot. But your thoughts on the fight?
Well, Shakur Stevenson, a lot of talent. He does a lot of talking. They call him Tweeterson, not Stevenson. He does so much tweeting. Every time somebody fights, he's criticizing. And he gets in there and he ran. I don't know if he ran more than Kieran ran
I
against
knew you were going to say
Sharon
that.
Enos. Right. But, I mean, he has all the skills. He's too defensive. It was the most boring fight I think I've seen in my life.
A lot of people
very
say
disappointing. Top rank, put it on a Thursday night. 10:30, everybody on the East Coast, you know, you got to get up in the morning, and you stayed up for this crap, and he's running around. Very disappointing. He does way too much talking to get in there and not fight. I think it hurt his career. He's taken a lot of heat, and he deserves it. You know, he's in there with Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward before the fight. You want to hang around these guys, but you're not fighting. Those guys were exciting fighters. He's not. He needs to change it and get into it. He's not a pay-per-view star. Nobody's asking to see him again. The crowd was booing. Very disappointing.
Early.
Yeah, very disappointing performance. He's going to have to change some things. I don't know if it's the opponents. It's him. I mean, he can do more. I'm wondering, I'm going to question his chin. Maybe he really can't take a punch. You know, these guys, every time he's in there with a guy who's a heavy puncher, he's on his horse the whole fight. I thought Tank could beat him before. Now I'm more convinced Tank knocks him out. If he can get to him.
If he can get to him. Right. Smoking?
Well, Luther, I'm about to throw my shirt at you, man. Come on.
Hey, no more shirts get thrown at me.
I just got that.
Hey, listen.
Leave my boy alone.
Listen, this is the sweet signs. He won the belt. He's a three-time world champion. What do you want? This guy got the greatest reflexes in boxing right now. Listen,
can we get him in a fight?
People booed the Sugar Ray Leonard Wilfredo Benitez fight because they don't appreciate two great fighters in there and the scientifics that goes along with it. Listen, this guy came in there with a bad hand. He was
excuses.
a one-handed.
Come on.
He was a one-handed fighter. You know, and he still dominated a guy with a big punch. What do you want him to run in there?
How did he dominate?
One judge had him winning by 4 points. He dominated a guy that could end the fight with one punch. He beat him. He you know what I mean? You guys say run, Luther, and Claudio may say it. And
he was running.
Time.
There's
but
moving.
The guy.
He refused to engage, Jim.
He's a sweet science. You guys all love Cassius Clay. Nobody ran more than him. He used to run.
Stop lying.
He almost
Jim,
ran him down, got popcorn, and would come back.
Is there a difference? Go ahead. Is there a difference between running like Karen and
Shakur Stevenson
and dancing or moving?
Exactly.
Now, Floyd moved upper body. Sugar Ray and Muhammad moved.
But at some point, they were all engaged.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't run the whole fight.
They didn't run.
Neither one of those guys landed double-digit punches the entire fight.
And they were booing in like the first minute and a half.
round.
Yeah.
That was a horrible fight. And you know,
I enjoyed it.
De Los Santos was trying to get there, but, you know, he was running too much.
Now,
What,
Cooney
you
said...
can't cut the ring off? The easiest thing in the world
stop saying that,
to do
Jim. When a
is
guy
to cut
doesn't
off
want to
the ring.
engage.
I've never seen a great fighter who couldn't cut off the ring. I've seen a lot
First
of
of all, I
fighters
didn't
that
say he
you
was a great
think
fighter.
is great. If you
I
can't
never
cut
said-
off the ring, bougie, and then there's a problem. The ring is like this is like being in the phone booth.
Jim,
But if
Can
he's
you run
way
in the
over
phone
there,
booth?
If
Jim,
no- if
There
you
ain't
guys-
no way over there. The ring is like this. You guys
Jim,
been in the ring.
some
You
guys
used to
just-
give people
if a guy's a
championship
better
belts in the
athlete,
ring.
Claudio, if a guy's a better athlete than you, he's faster, and he doesn't want to engage,
Right.
you're
Ain't
not
gonna
going to knock. You're
Is
not going to knock
basketball
him
players
out.
better athletes and they sure
Oh,
box
Jim,
out, don't
we're
they?
not-
They sure do all the
That's
things
boxing
that's
out.
necessary.
'Cause
They
there's
choke you
the
from
ball's
behind.
here, the hoop's there. Jim,
They choke you from
Jim,
behind.
we know you don't know your sports, Jim. Basketball is the one with the orange round ball. There's one hoop. There's one place to go. You're going to box out because the ball is right there.
Can you take a charge? That's like cutting off the ring.
Will you agree?
Charge.
Will you agree that there's a difference between dancing and running?
No, not in boxing.
Now, when Sugar Ray fought Hagler at the last seconds of the fight, when he stayed away, that was right, but that was okay for me.
Running, that was being smart.
That was being smart
because you had to fight one at that point.
That was being smart. Now, but moving is one thing. Moving around, cutting the ring off, then throwing a jab like he said, being engaged.
44 jabs.
He didn't do anything.
Well,
Jim.
how come?
What combination?
How come?
We're not talking about
Enos.
We're not.
Question.
You're just saying you're moving the goalposts.
How come Bougie took criticism against Karen? He didn't take criticism because Karen was running. He took criticism.
From us he did.
He took criticism. I'm talking about nationally. Nationally, he took criticism because he couldn't cut off the ring. And that's a problem.
Okay, let me ask you this. How is he going to cut off the ring when he's
Take a step. Take a cross.
But he's way over here, Jim.
How?
That's what I'm trying to say.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
the ring is about from here to Luther. The ring ain't big. It ain't big enough.
It's big enough.
It ain't big as this room.
I can't believe you came in here with that shirt on, Jim. Cover that thing up.
I didn't see that. You talk.
Come on, Jim. Cover that, Jim. That's why you're off key.
We'll paint pictures later. I'm gonna give you a business card. Should I give you a business card?
But listen, Jim, I know that's your guy. I know you have some people might say you have a
man crush.
You have a man crush on some of these guys, Jim. I won't ever say that about Claudio.
That was good.
But Jim, you have to admit that was an unimpressive fight. Come on, Jim.
Okay,
you never criticized Canelo. You never criticized Shakur.
Was Benitez and Sugar Ray Leonard?
Oh, it's nothing like that.
Were you born yet?
Wait a minute, Luther. It's one thing to be scientific and
how come
thought.
Fritzy Zivik never had a tough time cutting off the ring on anybody? How come on?
Those were different times.
Listen, the greatest mover in the ring in boxing history was Sugar Ray Robinson, but Jake LaMotta beat him.
But who's
the better athlete?
Who's the better athlete?
But
Sugar Ray
engaged.
He didn't win the whole fight.
Did Sugar Ray land in some punches?
Pardon me?
Did Sugar Ray land in some punches?
Did he engage? Or did he run the whole fight?
The St. Valentine's Day Massacre, he landed so many punches.
Maybe LaMotta should have ran, but he didn't. But my point is, Luther brought up a good point. Does this hurt Shakur money-wise in his next fight? They'll say, you don't bring anything to the table.
There you go with the money thing.
But you were right.
Did the Benitez fight hurt
We're not talking about
that. You were right.
You always want to move the goalpost.
No, did the Benitez fight hurt Sugar Ray Leonard? No, it won't hurt.
But he boxed him.
Sugar Ray had a bigger name.
That was a boring fight for a lot of people.
When Sugar Ray lost to Duran, that was wrong.
Yeah, Duran
strategy.
beat him half to death. You mean when Duran beat him half to death?
He didn't beat him half to death. But now the second fight, Sugar Ray was a dancer. He moved. He embarrassed. That was different. Now, if Sugar Ray would have run corner to corner and ran away from him, he'd have gotten booed.
Sugar Ray at his best ran, wins every day.
I don't believe so.
But he already proved it in 1980.
With what you said, though, I'm agreeing with you. You said this hurts Shakur.
Yeah, he's getting criticized.
Is it going to hurt him?
He's not a promoter.
His promoters even saying he needs to do better. Bob Arum says he needs to do better. He didn't sell. It wasn't an exciting fight.
How can you be hurt when you got the championship belt? People want the belt.
Okay, but why did people go see Tyson? Why did they see Foreman? Why did they see Muhammad? Why did they see Vinny Paz?
Exciting.
Why did they go see the Klitschko brothers? That wasn't exciting.
They were
not champions.
They were
champions.
They were knocking people out.
They were boring and
you
know it.
Okay,
everybody said
but did they knock people out?
But
you
they
knew
packed
a knockout
the place
was coming.
overseas.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But what I'm saying is, when you hold the belt, you cannot be
21
hurt.
Fights.
People want that
belt.
belt.
10 knockouts, and he doesn't engage
Say that
much.
again?
21 wins, 10 knockouts. He doesn't engage.
Which is...
he doesn't
How many knockouts did Sweet Pea have? Did it hurt Sweet Pea?
But he was different to watch.
But Sweet Pea he would sit
in
your face and move.
Right.
Come on, Jim, there's no comparison. Don't you do
Muhammad
that.
against,
you're
I
really
forgot
gonna
who it was.
Shakur? to
No,
Pernell Whitaker.
they couldn't hit either one.
Jim,
But
why
he-
were the
he
fans
wasn't
booing
just
in
running.
a minute and a half in the fight? Why were they
Because
booing?
there's a bunch of Luthers. But he got the title. You can boo all you
You
want.
have a list? You say losers or Luthers?
You can boo all you want, but I'm still champion. when I
Now,
go to
Jerry
the bank.
Cooney on our
And
show
who's calling to
said,
who's calling to see Shakur again?
Well, you said
After-
Tank wants him. You said
Well,
Devin.
yeah, he
No,
wants
you
him
said
now.
Devin
No.
X won him.
Listen.
You said the fat Muslim
right
won him.
now, this fight has
Chubby.
dropped him a level.
Huh?
Dropped him a level.
no,
Nobody's
no,
calling for
Jerry
Shakur.
Cooney
All right,
said
Slim.
Nobody's
the
calling.
art of boxing about hitting and not
Don't
getting
hate,
hit.
Jim. I'll
right?
give you a few pointers on how to drop some pounds.
Am I right? Didn't Cooney say the art of hitting and not getting hit?
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
But and
The art
dancing
of
and
running,
moving is
the
one
art
thing.
of being Usain Bolt, trying to run more than Kieran did.
Were you
against
surprised
Jordan
he
Boots.
did that?
Oh, I was. I
I
thought
never
the
thought
way
he'd
he
do
was
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
he
know
only had
he wasn't
one
going to go
hand.
to.
He only had one
Oh
hand.
my goodness! What happened to the other one? He didn't throw the other one either.
Well,
So did who had
Tank
Davis?
Davis.
Tank
Davis
had one hand.
and was still.
The thing I always teach
Throwing
my
punches.
fighters
Oh, here we go with the
is
fighters and
one
the horses.
Thing, the one thing that don't move is the belly button. I don't care how somebody
Did
runs.
Shakur hit the body?
You can go. I'm talking about his opponent.
okay.
His opponent could have went to the body.
But
These
Jim, you
guys
gotta be in
wanna
the
head
ballpark.
hunt.
You gotta
These
be in the
guys want
ballpark.
to try to head hunt.
He
Now
was
you mentioned
trying.
Pernell Whitaker.
Come on.
Pernell,
Sweepy.
but he was right there.
Right,
And
and
Muhammad,
he was just
there's a
moved.
very famous video of Muhammad
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
somebody.
And he's on
A
the
white
ropes.
guy. A white guy.
No, he was black. He was black.
Sure, I always wanna
Jim,
bring race
Luther,
into it.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Muhammad
Well,
stood
he
there.
was on- and he was on the
missed
ropes.
18
That was an
shots.
exhibition.
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
an
No, it
exhibition
was not.
match in
Jim,
Cleveland.
he's
Yes,
done
it was.
that before. He
That
would
was
always
an
Everything is
get
exhibition.
always get in
Cleveland
there.
here. Everything's in Cleveland. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was
Was that
good.
nice or what?
Oh, that was
I mean,
amazing.
Muhammad,
that was
he
amazing.
just
Yeah.
moved.
Sweet Pea used to do it all the time. He would sit
Yeah.
there, hands down, move. That was exciting
What's
just
that
to
got
see.
to do about? Well, I'm talking about the opponent.
Moving is one thing.
I teach my fighters to go to the
Jim,
body.
Jim,
Nobody, can you go to the
every-
body? Could you
But-
go to
but-
the
but you
body
gotta be in the
against
ballpark.
Sweet Pea?
If the guy's
Could you
running,
go
you
to the
can.
body against
If
Sweet
he's
Pea?
close
We
enough.
could go to the body against you, Jim,
Sweet
because
Pea
there's a
didn't
lot of
move.
it. But Shakur Stevenson is a guy who's moving, he's running, he's not giving you anything to hit. He's not.
Now,
Is he
let me
world
say this.
champion? Is he world
Let me-
champion?
let me say this.
But see, the reason I brought up Sweet Pea, see, everybody moves the goalpost because you
You
said
do.
I
no,
didn't
you
know
moved the
said
goalpost.
that Shakur.
Shakur.
You said he didn't have many knockouts. I said Sweet
not
Pea
his
didn't
game.
have many knockouts.
Yeah,
and
but
you
Sweet
never
But he would
criticized him.
engage.
But he
would
said the word
engage.
Oh,
Engage.
now he engaged. So you keep moving the goalpost.
Did he engage?
The
Who wants
field's
to see
only
that?
100 yards long. Lou.
How many times were people booing Sweet Pea?
I don't know. I don't know because
We-
he always
we
fought
just
his
saw it
hometown.
against Shakur.
He always fought in Virginia, so I don't
he
know.
won.
Now, having said all this, okay, in baseball, you're going to go 0 for 12. In football, you're going to miss a pass unless you're your boy who's going to miss a lot of passes. But you're going to have bad games. In boxing, you got that night. And you're going to, like Sugar Ray Leonard against Hearns, the second fight, he said, I picked a bad night to have a bad night.
Who said that?
Sugar Ray.
Against who?
Leonard against Hearns, the second fight. But they gave him a draw. But my point is, maybe it was just, do you think it was a bad night, or was it his game plan?
Did he win by unanimous decision?
Oh, what the hell?
That's
I mean,
The cards, I
That's
think
close.
the cards were filled out. De Los Santos had to get a knockout.
Wait,
to
how
win
did
that
you
one.
have it scored?
I had a winning-
Unanimous.
Okay.
How'd you
He
have it
was
scored?
He was running
Unanimous.
and throwing a jab.
But was it
He
just
was
a bad
running and
night,
throwing a
or was
jab.
It was a
it
bad
just
night
what-
to
I
have a
think it was
bad
a-
night. I
I-
won a unanimous
listen.
decision against a killer.
How many excuses are you going to have? He said he was sick. He said his
He didn't
left
feel
hand.
good into it,
He
right.
didn't feel good in the locker room. All that.
you didn't
He
want
looked-
him to be
He looked
honest?
perfectly fine when he was talking to Terrence Crawford and Andre Ward in the locker room
right.
and taking pictures. Hey, this is for the gram. Look, I'm with
Right.
undefeated fighters. I didn't see any signs. Sometimes you can see a guy who's, you see they're struggling. He's in there taking pictures for the internet.
Now, Jordan, when
And
he
then he
played
comes
his
out there.
game when he had the flu, he looked like he was sick. Am I right?
On a timeout, he looked like he was sick.
Jordan,
During the
was it-
game, he's doing 360. As soon as the timeout, he's falling in Scottie Pippen's arms. And now Scottie
Next
Pippen's
for
wife
Chicago.
is falling in his son's arms.
I know.
LeBron James always looks sick in the last minute of the game when
All
he
I-
passes the ball.
All I know is he won the game. Don't disrespect the king on this.
Luther, do you fight, if you're Shakur's team, do you say fight Tank, or
Of
do you
course,
fight?
you want the big money fight. Of course you want to fight Tank.
Who do you
but
like
this
in
Tank-
that fight?
I like Tank. I like Tank
the
over
beginning?
anybody at 135. Shakur's going to be running for his life. Won't engage.
He's not gonna
much.
run the next fight.
But you're not going to get that decision running like that
Right.
for Tank.
But do you think he's
gonna
gonna-
have to
He hasn't
engage.
been calling for Tank. He's been calling for Devin X. Why not Devin Haney?
Stop calling him Devin Haney.
Well, what's his name?
Devin Haney.
Okay, how come he's not going to fight Devin Haney?
Because Devin Haney's at 140.
He's
He's fighting Regis Prograde.
When's the last time he fought at 140? He fought at 135 the last few
And
fights.
he had trouble making it.
Well,
And we explained that to you, Jim.
Can I just say this? The reason why he can't make weight?
Because he's outgrown the division,
let me
Jim.
just say this.
Like you've outgrown the 200-pound division.
I sure did. But let me just say this.
Talking about Mount
Louis Farrakhan wants his soldiers to be
God.
extra large,
He's not.
and Malcolm extra large. And that's the reason.
Cover that up, man. Cover that up.
So I forgot what the hell the question was. Okay, so if he's not, there's no way in hell he's going to run against Tank. I think Tank knocks him out.
Knocked out.
Well, but he ain't going to do it two times
but
in a row.
listen, Shakur's going to have to build up. He's going to have another fight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't
Does
think
he
he's
have
going
all
to.
the belts?
No,
No, he's got
he
the
has
WBC.
one belt. That was the one belt they stripped from Devin Haney,
Okay.
the WBC belt.
Okay, now who has the other belts?
Why'd they
Devin
strip
Haney-
Haney?
Devin
Why'd
Haney
they
still
strip
has it.
Haney?
Well,
But they
I
don't
think-
strip Charlos, who haven't fought in 5
Well, they
years.
did strip one Charlo, not the WBC.
Oh, okay. All right.
One Charlo lost his what was the W?
Well, if Devin Haney's no longer lightweight, why
He
ain't
said,
all his other belts
well,
up?
according to him, he said he may try to come down if a Tank fight is on the table,
Chubby.
which I don't believe he should do. You can't fight Tank Davis weight drain.
I do agree with you, though, that he has come down.
Yeah,
Shakur.
it's
He's come down a level.
You know, when you tweet and talk so much trash like that,
And
you
everybody
get
had
in there with
such
that
high
type of
expectations. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah. I mean, we see the talent.
Was he one of my undefeated guys?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Well, if he runs like that, he may,
You know,
may end up undefeated. I mean, nobody wants to see
Tank,
that. Though.
When Tank fought the guy, the
Ryan
Mexican that looked like he was the Tank in that fight when Tank ran. Did Tank come down
Who
a
are you
level?
talking about? Pitbull Cruz?
Yeah, Pitbull Cruz.
He had a broke
Pitbull
arm
looked
and
like-
still
There
dominated.
we go. There we go.
But we
did
didn't
he-
listen. We didn't see him throw. We saw Shakur throwing a jab with the, you know.
Oh
listen,
my goodness.
Tank dominated that fight with one.
You know
hand.
what? It was just
And
one
it
of
was
the.
clear.
I'm
You
going to
guys
give
are
it
some haters.
No,
I'm going to
we
say
tell the
this,
truth.
I'm going to cut him a break. I just think it was he picked a bad night to have a bad night.
He won by unanimous decision against a killer.
But Jim, Luther's word. What's he keep saying? The one word, engage. He didn't
That
do
was the
anything.
problem. And
That
that-
ain't his style.
Oh, but you got to do
This is
something.
boxing.
Sugar
Jim,
Ray Leonard and
Jim,
Mahomes Cassius
this
Clay
is
do it,
boxing.
y'all
At
love
some
it.
point, you have to engage. You're not going to
What,
build
to
your
win by
fan base.
unanimous
You're not-
How many punches did he land? Power punches. 14, I think
Maybe-
it was.
I think it was 14. It was less than 19.
Sweet Pete.
But that was different. But he was in arm's length.
He would engage.
He
Jim.
missed. They missed.
He wasn't always on the horse.
One
never
time I seen him
engaging.
do a split and come back up for a guy to miss a punch.
It was a bad fight.
It was terrible,
and I think
Jim.
it hurt him.
Jim will never criticize all his favorite fighters. He'll never
This is
criticize
my
Canelo.
favorite fighter?
He's one of
His
the guys.
fiance's my favorite.
He'll never criticize Canelo. He won't criticize
How
Stevenson.
can I criticize one of the top 5 greatest of all time?
Oh,
I
Jim,
didn't criticize.
stop.
I didn't
Stop.
criticize Sugar Ray Robinson.
You criticize
The number
Muhammad
one?
Ali, so you're done.
Well, he
And
ain't
Sugar
number
Ray Leonard.
2.
Sugar
and
Ray
Sugar Ray
Leonard,
Leonard.
you criticize him.
I never criticized Cassius Clay.
Oh, Jim, come on, man. Here you go with this.
But when you sit on the title for 4 years, from 1974 to 78, by not fighting nobody.
Anyway.
He fought everybody in the toughest division. You've already been exposed, Jim. Let's not run
What
through
year
that
was you
again.
born?
Get a close up of his face because this is going to be one of disgust. It's official.
Well,
February
is it?
17th,
Is it?
2024. Usyk Fury. Your thoughts?
We better watch out, Usyk. Fury might try to kiss you. We seen him do that before. Listen, man, who knows what Fury's going to do? With this December 23rd fight, I told you they were going to replace it. This was supposed to be the fight then. I'm not sure Fury's going to be ready. He may pull out again or fake an injury. Who knows? I think it's wrong. Usyk is just getting older and older. Is he trying to age Usyk out?
I know.
Because Usyk uses his legs a lot. The older you get, you never know when the legs are going. You know, power's the last thing to go. Legs are the first thing to go. So who knows what's going to happen? This fight, I'm not really excited about this fight.
Really?
No.
Because you don't think it's going to happen? You're not excited about the fight itself?
I don't like Fury. I think he's a cheat. I think he's gotten carried by the business of boxing. How many guys could say they got dropped twice, won a fight?
Well, the
got
number
dropped
one.
once, dominated, and won
In all
another
honesty,
fight.
though, he
Listen,
came back
no.
well on those fights,
Well,
Lou.
the number
He
one
lost.
reason he
He
ain't
lost.
excited is because 2 white fighters.
No, I like
That's the
Usyk.
number
No,
one
I've
reason.
always liked Usyk. I want Usyk to win this fight. And remember, How many years ago? 6 years ago, I was the first one to pull your coat and Claudio's coat to Alexander Usyk because I had him on my pound-for-pound top 10 when he was undisputed at cruiserweight. So I've always liked him, and you didn't like him. You said he shouldn't have been on there, Jim. Now he's heavily on your list. 5 years later.
I never said that.
Yeah, you got on me when I had him on my list.
Well,
did you or did you not?
That's because you had him on it.
You didn't have him on the list.
You surprised me. No.
Are you excited about the fight?
Are
you excited about the fight?
Yes.
Oh, you paused.
I'm very excited. I think this
it's
fight.
for all the belts.
Listen, first of all, I think this fight is guaranteed to come off because over there they can bury you in the desert. You try to pull out over there.
You don't play over there.
Yeah, you don't play over there.
That's a good point, Lou.
That's why you better not go over there when we go, Jim.
But I tell you what, I'm excited. This is a unification
Jim, you know
belt. This is all Lee, really basically
Jim,
all Lee
stop,
Joe Frazier,
stop.
2 undefeated heavyweight champions.
You know what? You joke about, not pulling out over there, but I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
You sign something over there, they're going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
That's a good
There's
point.
too much money on the table, so I think he'll eventually fight him.
I think in February. I think Jim's
17th.
right. Now, who do you like in the fight? I know we'll cover it when it comes closer, but who do you like?
I want Usyk to win this fight,
Oh, my.
but I think Fury is going to be leaning, doing dirty. We just saw him hit Ndonga with the elbow.
Usyk's a big boy, too. He's 6'3".
He's not that big.
6'3".
He's a small heavyweight. 6'3" is not a big heavyweight anymore. Claudio?
anymore, yeah.
No, I think Fury is going to be using a bunch of dirty tactics, leaning on him, hitting with elbows, low blows, and I think the weight is going to be maybe a little too much.
I think the question is who's going to win.
And I'm giving you reasons. Unlike you,
You gave us a hope.
No.
You said you hope.
I said
that
I'm
Usyk
going
wins.
for Usyk, but I believe Fury is going to use a
I'll
bunch of
ask
dirty
you both.
tactics.
I'm going to ask you
and end
first.
up winning.
Why is Fury such a draw?
Number one, he is a giant. To be a giant, you got to be 6'8" and above. He's 6'9", so he's a giant already. Number two, I tell you what, man. Thank you.
You can't wear that shirt anymore. Jim,
And
by the way.
listen,
He don't wear
I
it.
had
That
it
guy don't wear our stuff.
under my blazer. and number two, this guy can talk a great game. His dad can talk a great game. And I tell you what, and you guys are underrating it.
Underrating
and
what?
Guys who are the Crips and the Bloods and the
Oh,
Black
my
Panthers and the
What are you
Kappas
talking about,
and the
Jim?
fraternities. I tell you what, man.
What are you talking about?
There's nothing stronger than.
We better get him in. We better get a
Hey,
timeout.
there's
Get him
nothing
back.
stronger.
Right, get back in the rails.
We gotta get a timeout,
He's
Who you talking about? Fury?
Fury. What's he?
He's a gypsy.
Gypsy. There's nothing stronger. I'm telling you, man. That's
how
an
you tying all
underground-
that together? The
Gypsies
Gypsies,
are
Crips, and
popular
Bloods.
because that's popular. You're talking about worldwide. You're talking about nationwide. And those gypsies, I tell you what, I've never seen a gypsy
think I
that
lost
couldn't
brain
fight or
cells.
that didn't enjoy fighting. He asked me why he's
After
so popular.
after that take, I think I've lost brain cells listening to that.
we're
Jim.
gonna
Was
take
Malcolm X popular? He was supported by a nation.
We're going to
And
talk
so
a little
is the
more about
gypsies.
this fight when we come back. So come on back to the boxing authorities. Welcome back to the boxing authorities. At least we're trying to keep it on the rails of the boxing authorities.
Jim trying to get us off.
What does Fury have to do to win? What
Sheep.
does Usyk have to do
Sheep.
to win?
All Fury pretty much has to do is show up. And this is a guy, listen, this is a phenom. I think he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. better than
Jim,
Marciano
stop. He just got
Okay,
dominated by
Let me ask you a
Stop,
question.
Jim.
A guy who never fought a boxing match. A lot of people think he won, number one. Number two, you say he's better than Muhammad and Marciano.
Man got dropped in how many last?
Did he ever
He
just
got
besides
dropped
the
last
third
two of the three fights?
besides
he
the
got dropped.
third
Come on.
Wilder fight, name me another fight that he flat out dominated.
You mean the second Wilder fight? Third one they were going back and forth, and then he ended up dominating. The second Wilder fight he completely dominated.
Okay, yeah, my fault.
And
Okay, so name me a fight besides that fight that he dominated. Now Marciano dominated, Ali dominated.
They have a history of
They have a
domination.
history.
Ali got dropped by Chuck Wepner.
What the hell?
Ali fought a lot of bombs.
Okay. Fury
Ali
got
fought a lot
dropped
of
by
bombs.
Steve Cunningham,
Well-
a cruiserweight.
Well, let's
Come on,
compare.
man.
Every fight he gets knocked
I bet
out.
you,
What?
I bet you,
What
Larry
are you talking
Holmes
about?
and Muhammad Ali went down just as many times
To Ernie
as Tyson
Shavers.
Fury.
They
to
fought
Mike
better
Weaver.
competition
Yes.
He
than Fury.
fought
There's no comparison.
I was at the Civic Arena when that bum dropped
Ronaldo Snipes. That's my boy. Were you there for
Mr.
real?
Snipes. Yeah, I was there.
Jim was
I
in the
love
crowd.
Mr.
I was there.
But he got up quicker
But
than
that
hell,
was the
too.
greatest heavyweight division.
Trevor
the greatest
Berbick,
era.
did he drop Holmes
No,
too?
no,
They
no,
fought
no.
outside
Berbick,
on the.
Berbick.
They fought
Oh,
outside on the limousine. Remember Holmes jumped off the limousine on.
Yeah,
Trevor
yeah,
Berbick?
yeah. Does Usyk have a shot?
Yes, because he's a very skilled guy, and he's going to move around. I think he's going to go to
Can
the
he
body.
move around that much?
I hope so.
Are you underestimating Fury's jab? Fury got a great
He
jab.
has a long jab.
You know,
but if
when
he-
Fury's on, Jim, when he does that
Yeah.
feigning, he's tough, and he jabs you. You're right.
You guys overrate Fury so much.
No,
Even after this last performance,
Is he
you
a
guys-
giant?
If he's on, if he's on, if he wants
Is he a
it,
giant?
He's a big sloppy
Is
build
he a
guy who can
giant?
move.
Is that
That's
a yes
nice.
or no question?
No, he's not. He's a big guy.
Anybody over 6'8" is a giant.
He's a big guy. He's a
Jim,
big
the one
fighter.
thing though,
6'9".
he's going to have to be on his game. He cannot be half like he did with
I
Ngannou.
agree.
He's going to have to be on because Usyk's tough.
And those cheating tactics will probably work
It's
more
like
effectively
Muhammad Ali
against
fought for
Usyk.
4 years with
Man, listen,
thyroids.
you guys never talk
You can't.
about
It's
the
all-
dirty tactic that
what
Fury
he does.
uses.
That's what he
Throwing,
does.
we saw this
We're
guy
talking about
throwing
his
MMA.
jab. We're talking about his clean
It's
jab.
an average jab.
Do you
There's
think?
nothing
Do you think
special
he?
about
Okay,
his jab.
Nothing special
There's
about
nothing
this?
special
Let's-
about his
Let me
jab.
ask an expert. Is that
What is so
jab
special about his jab?
it's not as good as Buster. It's not as good as Holmes.
His
It's
jab,
okay.
he got the longest jab
Yeah.
in boxing history, even longer than Sonny
is
Liston.
it a power jab?
He don't have
Is
a,
it a power
he don't
jab?
have a
Liston
fist
had a
like
great-
that.
Is it a power jab?
It's a great
Is it
jab.
speed? It's just long. It's long because he
It's
has
in the
long
top
arms.
5 all
No,
time.
it's not.
With Liston,
No, it's not.
Larry Holmes,
No, it's
I wouldn't
Muhammad
say-
Ali.
Once again,
No.
you're overrated.
Did Rocky Marciano have a
Did Francis
jab?
Ngannou- Did he
Well
have any?
then.
What
But
did
that wasn't his
Ngannou-
I'm
game.
just saying that wasn't his game.
Francis
but
didn't
the
have
jab,
any problem with
the
that
jab.
jab.
Is Fury's
A guy
game.
who
Fury,
never fought.
and
had
Ngannou
no problem.
would beat
Luther
Chuck
had
Wepner.
no problem with
Ngannou
that
would
jab.
beat Chuck Wepner every day of the week.
Jim,
The bleeder.
Luther, I'll ask you.
You're overhyping this
I'll ask
guy.
you both. Was Fury just off, or is he on his way down?
I think he's on his way down. I think he took more damage
There
than
you go,
people,
you think.
people know against Wilder.
Can he
I
answer?
think-
Oh, okay. So
Can he
okay,
answer
okay.
a question while
I think
saying
he's
you
on
think
his
you
way
giving
down.
yourself an out? Either he's on his way
I
down.
said he's on it. Clean
Ah,
out your ears, Jim.
Let's give
Clean
an
out
answer.
your
Wait,
ears,
is he on
Jim.
his
He's
way
on
down,
his way
or
down.
was Ngannou
Yes.
just that good?
Well, even if he's on his way
He
down,
is.
he's still the greatest that ever did it
No,
when
he's
in his
not.
prime.
So
He's
Luther's
the greatest
point-
that
You
ever
have to
did
have
it.
a
So Luther's
resume
point-
to
I
say
don't know.
that. Which-
But
is-
even if
does
he's
his
on his
resume
way
say-
down, he's
does
gonna
his
win the
resume
fight.
say he's the greatest of all
Who's he
time?
fought besides
No.
Wilder?
And
Pardon me?
Klitschko, an old retired Klitschko.
Who didn't do anything?
Right.
Well, if you ask the people of today, they would say Rocky Marciano didn't fight nobody. But me and you that study Rocky know he
You
fought
can
good
look
fighters.
at his resume and see he fought
I
good
can
fighters.
see. I see.
You
he
can
beat,
look at all
I see.
these
He beat
resumes.
Klitschko. I see. He beat Klitschko.
Rocky?
old-
Klitschko?
No,
I know.
Fury.
I'm kidding.
Now
Okay.
he's an old.
He was
Now,
old.
to
He
Luther's
beat
point-
He beat Wilder 3
to
times in
Luther's-
Wilder's prime.
To Luther's point, like Evander.
Overrated.
No, well, but he fought. Like,
Everybody.
even though he beat.
His resume is
He
Right.
didn't dominate
loaded.
nobody. Fury dominated
He
more
was
than,
a blown-up
than Evander
cruiserweight.
did.
That wasn't his
now,
game.
listen, you guys,
He was
you
a
guys,
pussy
you
nut.
guys
He
keep
came up from
changing the goal.
cruiserweight, Jim.
You said
He's a
Fury
blown-up
didn't
But his
dominate
style-
nobody other
wait a
than
minute.
other than a 6'7"
Luther,
winner.
You said he's a
Luther.
giant. What are
Other-
giants supposed
other-
to do?
other than
Are
that-
giants supposed
other
to
than
dominate
dominate.
somebody?
That's right.
He's a
Fury
what?
only dominated
Explain
the
that.
6'7" quitter.
Luther. Which one was he?
He cheated.
Wilder.
Oh,
but hey,
cheater.
hey,
He
listen,
cheated, Wilder. I'll stand
But
by that.
Evander never dominated
He
nobody.
was a cruiserweight.
Luther,
That
Luther,
came up, Jim.
Luther, hold up.
Now
You just
he's a
got
loser.
he's a
Luther.
giant. And
Was-
now you
was
can't
his
name
style-
but
He's
one
6'9",
fight
makes him a
dominated.
giant.
Was Evander
why don't you
Holyfield's
fight like
style
that?
dominating? No.
No.
He stood there
But
and
stood
he
there,
took punches.
And his fights were exciting.
Yes. He
And
was not a dominating type guy.
No.
You're saying
No.
Fury don't have exciting fights?
No.
Yeah, because he gets knocked down. Yeah, that's why they're exciting.
He has a few. Most of his fights are very boring. And,
And,
you know
and Wallin did good. Who was the other guy that did good
Otto
against him?
Wallin
Well, I
did
know
very good
James
against
Toney
him.
could never beat him.
Steve Cunningham dropped him until he got
And
cheated.
James Toney knocked out Evander Holyfield. Knocked
But
him out.
you
Come on,
keep
man.
going back to
You're
these
going back
guys
to
when
the
they're
last-
done.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
mad.
then from
Fury
now
was
on,
getting
we're
dropped
going
in
to
his
talk
prime
about
like
Razor
this.
Ruddock and Tony after that last fight. You know what I mean? We got to talk about in their prime.
Sumo boxing.
You guys are haters, man. When it
No,
comes to
I like
Jim,
Fury.
We just tell the truth, Jim.
Well, you're a hater.
You just get caught up in fantasy. He's a giant. He's this, but you can't tell me
makes
all
him
the
a
time.
giant.
The point is,
I didn't
So
say
why
he
is he
was-
dominating all these little guys?
I didn't say he
Jim?
was a jolly green giant. I just said he was
Luther's
6'9".
point is
Please.
maybe
Very
he's got
overrated.
maybe the tires are starting to wear thin after those wars with Wilder. Both of them have
Sometimes the cheating tactics, the wow, the drugs, and everything else, it catches up to you. And I think that's what we're witnessing.
Who do you like in the fight, Wilder or Fury?
Of course, he's going to say Fury. He's gonna
Well,
say Fury.
even if
we'll talk
Fury
about it
is
again when it's
beyond
close.
his prime,
He is.
he can win this fight just with the
By
jab.
cheating.
With the
By
jab,
cheating.
his jab is that good.
And staying away. But
jab is that
Usyk
good.
isn't the biggest hitter, so I think things are in
Neither
favor.
was
of,
Evander Holyfield.
Oh, Evander can
and I
hit,
thought
Jim.
Usyk
Evander had
and
more
his
power
was
than
accumulation.
When we compared
His,
them,
wait a minute, wait.
No,
When we went in,
how many knockouts does Usyk
let me
have at
just say
heavyweight?
this. Let me just
How
say
many
this.
knockouts
Let me
does
just
Usyk
finish
have at
this.
heavyweight,
Just
Jim?
let me finish this. When we did a comparison, who would win between Usyk and Evander?
Usyk.
I said Usyk.
And
you were wrong.
You were
And
wrong.
then
And
you
you were
guys
wrong
got
again.
on. You
Okay.
guys
Yes,
jumped on
because
me.
Evander-
But
Because it was
you
another
created
L.
the question. It should
What?
be 50-50. I do the 50-50
Evander-
and you guys teamed up on me. Even my man Tony got on me
Wait a
after
minute,
the
wait a
show.
minute.
Because that was,
Evander was
it was another CTE take, Jim.
Evander was
Tony
not-
wouldn't give me no
Crazy
more
take.
studio time.
Evander was not a one-punch guy.
No.
He was
but
a cumulative.
Yeah, combination.
Oh, here we go.
And he beat a big man in Riddick Bowe.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Lennox.
How did
they
you
have
do
to-
against White Quawee at 175?
He beat him. He beat him.
Oh, it was close.
It was a
though.
war.
It was close.
But
Evander
Quawee was
fought
tough.
wars.
He
Quawee
was
never
amazing
had
Joe
an amateur
Frazier.
fight.
He's-
He's like, Quawee never fought amateur.
What the hell's that
So
guy doing?
what?
Just
There's
like,
a lot of
just
guys
like
who haven't
in
fought
Garno.
amateur.
Just like in Garno. But he fought Evander to a split decision.
Come on,
All right.
Decision.
Jim.
I think it'll be a pay-per-view
Who wins?
hit.
Who wins?
I got Fury.
It's not good. It's not
I
good.
got Fury.
Who you got?
Although, wait a minute, Usyk, I'm gonna say Usyk. Usyk has done well against the big man, Anthony Joshua, twice.
Yeah.
But I think Fury has one more good fight
Fury's
in him.
going to fight like a big man. Anthony Joshua
Hey,
was
Lena.
trying to outbox
Right.
Usyk, and that was
Joshua
the
beat,
wrong.
Anthony beat him the second fight, but
No, he didn't.
No.
Decision.
He
In
fought
my
the wrong
opinion.
fight.
In my opinion.
Here's why I think Fury
Did he
is
hurt
going
him?
to beat Usyk.
Did he hurt him?
Who?
But
Anthony
Usyk,
Joshua
wait a minute.
hurt him.
Anthony
It's
Joshua got hurt in the first
Usyk,
fight.
Daniel Dubois
I saw
knocked
him
I
on the
said
ropes.
the second
Dubois.
fight he
No,
beat him.
I-
Did he hurt
Luther.
him in the ninth round?
He had him.
He had him
a little
hurt.
bit.
He had him
Luther,
on
real quick,
queer.
Because he fought
He
like
had
a big
him on
guy. He
queer
fought like a
streak.
big. Oh.
Dubois did pretty good.
Dubois hurt him with a body
Yes.
shot.
Your boy Dubois did. Now, if who hits harder, Dubois or Fury?
Depends on what Fury's using that fight.
Dubois.
You know, Dubois can hit,
Yeah,
but his
Dubois.
heart,
Dubois.
and his eye socket always fell him. You know, but he hit him with a nice body shot.
You're not looking forward to the fight at all.
I want to see it. I just love boxing, but I think Fury's going to be doing a whole lot of leaning and hitting elbows. And you know, Usyk's not a big guy.
Does
It's
it make
gonna
you
wear him
mad
down.
that two white guys are fighting during Black History Month? Does that make you mad?
I just want to see boxing, Jim. What are you talking about?
All right.
But I think Fury's going to fight like a big guy, and that's going to be a problem.
Well,
for
we
Usyk.
are going to talk more about it when the fight when it gets closer. A fight that I know one of
Can I
Luther's
say one
boys.
more thing before we move on?
No,
Is
if
it
you
gonna
take
make
that
sense?
shirt off.
I would say this in Luther's defense. I think if the fight was in December, Usyk would win.
Oh, Usyk would have beat him. That's why Fury said,
he ain't
I'm in
stupid.
no shape to
Yeah, it was
fight.
a business move.
And now he can go back to doing what he needs to do to get back.
A fight that we've been looking forward to. I think it's going to be a tricky fight, but an entertaining fight. David Benavidez.
Fight of the year.
Oh, 27-0, 23 knockouts is fighting Demetrius Bubu Andrade. 32-0, two undefeated fighters, 19
love
knockouts
it.
for the interim WBC super middleweight title. And the winner of this fight has to get Canelo. Luther?
Well, first of
First
all,
the
that's
fight.
not going to happen. First,
Okay,
I'll talk
thank
about the fight. David Benavidez, you know I love the Mexican monster, man. Look at this guy, throws punches in bunches, knocking guys out the ring. I mean, he's just a... And you say he's slow, nobody can take it. Look at this.
Even
He
the
doesn't
referee is
look at
saying
that. No, he doesn't have one punch knockout, but he's always coming forward, just a monster. You can't hurt him. Demetrius Andre got to be ready. I like how he throws with both punches. He goes up, he changes levels, goes to the body, then back to the head. I love his style. He's always in your chest, always is an exciting fight. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
But let me say this, Jim.
That was not slow. That was not slow.
Motion.
Jim, it's one thing, it's one thing to hit a guy. Those guys, like he said, they're in their chest. They're standing there. I don't think Boo Boo is going to stand there.
Good point. Very good.
He's a little awkward. He's going to come over here, like they used to say about Vinny.
You could be
Vinny
awkward.
would lean left and throw a left at you. Mm-hmm. He'd lean right and throw an uppercut. You didn't know he was unorthodox. And that doesn't mean religion. Okay, your thoughts on the fight?
Well, I think I speak for everybody that's watching all around the world that nobody's interested in this fight.
Jim,
There's
there you go,
absolutely zero buzz for
Just
this
because
fight.
you say that.
Well, I mean,
If you're a boxing fan, this is
It's
a fight you want to
cheerleading
see.
at the barbershop. They're not talking about it, right?
Exactly. I mean, there's zero buzz for this fight. Maybe
Jim,
it's
answer-
because
okay, we're talking about this
not
fight.
too many people in this area know that much about Boo Boo Andrade. There's no buzz about this fight. This fight does not guarantee a fight with the cash cow, Canelo.
Well, but he's gonna get the interim belt they're gonna give
These are
him.
the guys that Canelo's been ducking for years. Both
But
of
when
these
you get
guys.
that title, interim WBC
It
champion,
means
you
nothing.
gotta fight.
It means nothing.
You don't think WBC is going to make it happen?
Not in May. He's probably going to fight Jaime Maguire.
Okay,
or
that's
some
your
other
call,
soft
and I
touch.
get it.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. No, but the big fight would be a David Benavidez versus Canelo.
Where
in May.
Where?
That would be a great
Canelo's
fight.
the big fight, no matter who he fights.
Jim,
But it's starting to go down, Jim.
That
Again,
pay-per-view against Charlo wasn't a big hit.
You guys are entitled to your own opinion, but Chase Bank has a different opinion. Because when you got $330 million in Chase Bank, that's who they want to see fight.
How much of it did he give
Would
you?
you be
Jim?
disappointed?
These guys are getting $4 or $5 million. I think Boo Boo and
Jim,
Boo Boo
so
ain't even
what?
getting $1
Let's
million.
get some
But that's
credit.
not the point.
Can we talk about
That
Boo
means
Boo
there's
Andrade?
no buzz around this fight. They're not creating. They're not creating the financial.
This is Showtime's last pay-per-view before they get out of the
Well,
business of
that's the
boxing.
reason why. These are the reason why they're getting
But
out.
the winner of this fight, when they fight Canelo, is
How
going to make
about
probably
that
about
black
7.
station? Are they going to get back in
Listen,
it?
all right, let's talk about Boo Boo Andrade. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's very slick. I've been on him for years. Jim has hated him for years. But this guy's very awkward, very skilled.
Awkward.
Very
good.
skilled.
That's right.
He's an awkward fighter. Look, he throws. Look up where he's throwing these punches from. He's going down, throwing a no-look left
Do you
hook,
agree,
a
though?
no-look right
Do you
hook,
agree?
right
And I
hook.
know that's your boy, Benavidez, but do you agree that this is not going to be easy
No.
he's not going to be easy to
No,
hit?
because, listen, we saw Caleb Plant with his movement was giving him problems, and Caleb Plant doesn't have much power. This guy has a lot more power, as you see here, than Plant, but he can move. He can fight every style. Look, this guy will throw punches from everywhere.
And everybody keeps getting up.
This is no. These guys are getting knocked out, Jim. I mean, look at this, man. He throws it from everywhere. These guys are getting knocked down, Jim. You always just hated this guy.
How's his chin?
He's gotten dropped before, but he's
because if Benavidez hits him,
he's never been in there with the Mexican monster.
He's got dropped by promoters before.
Oh, come on, man. He's made some bad. He's made some bad.
Luther, the thing that I worry about with this fight is he does throw from different angles, but he leaves himself open. If Benavidez catches him, he might not get up.
Here's the thing. I think Boo Boo Andrade has better feet.
No doubt.
He has the hand speed. He has a little
Better
more
than
hand speed.
Benavidez, no doubt.
But we'll see about the chin. No, I'm just saying. No,
This guy ain't got no better feet than nobody.
Who?
Just because
Talking
he's
about?
black, he got better feet.
He moves
He's
around the ring.
most unathletic looking guy. We ain't like
What are
this
you
at
talking
the
about?
time.
David Benavidez is flat.
But you said that Benavidez was slow.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what are you
too.
talking
That's
about?
true,
I'm
too.
agreeing
That's
with
true,
you. You
too.
can't even understand that, Jim. Listen, but Benavidez is one of my favorites, but he's very flat-footed.
Yeah.
You never see him moving
And he
around.
is going to do well against a guy
Who's in front of him.
But
at some points, Boo Boo Andrade is going to engage. You know, he's going to pick and choose.
Well,
but we've seen him walk down guys before.
Let me ask you guys both this. Would people like to see this 6'3" guy move up to 175 and fight the other monster?
He's going to do
David
it, Jim.
When? I would like to see it the next fight.
Canelo
That ain't going to happen.
lets his stuff drop and
This is
fights
the reason why it's
he
not
wants to
gonna
be
happen.
undisputed at 168
what
and
is
move
going to
up.
happen? What is going to
He
happen?
wants him to fight Better Be
Better be 175.
At
That would be a
175.
great fight.
But what
because
needs
he
to
ain't
happen
gonna
at
get
175,
for
Bivol
David.
needs to fight Better be
Here, this is the reason why he's not going to get the Canelo fight. You guys listen.
Because he's a threat. Because he's a threat.
No, here's the reason why.
Because he's a threat.
Here's the reason why you both agree. Has there been fights announced lately that totally wiped this off the front pages of all coverage? Nobody's talking about this. They're talking about future fights that we'll talk about later. Is that true?
If he beats Boo Boo.
No. We're talking about right now.
The winner
Has
of
there
this
been
fight,
fights recently announced that wiped this fight all the way off the front
Cards.
pages?
It's a heavyweight card.
No, I'm not. I didn't mention any names. I'm just saying that's the
Okay,
reason
Luther,
why.
We're talking about this fight.
If whoever wins this fight,
There's no buzz on the back page. Listen,
Okay.
you know how long it takes me to get to the back pages to see this?
Jim, do you think this has a chance to be the fight of the year?
Well,
Candidate.
I'm,
Yes or no?
I'm reading about other fights.
All right. Well, Claudia, do you think it has the potential to be that good?
Yes,
I think
yes.
Andrade's
I'm
gonna
interested in it.
I think Andrade, I'm very excited. These are two of my favorite guys.
If a tree falls in the forest and
that's a
nobody
good
here,
line. That's
can
a
you
good line.
hear? There's nobody talking about this
But name
fight.
me another super middleweight fight that doesn't include Canelo that people are buzzing about. People want to see one of these, the winner, fight Canelo. Yes or no?
David Morrell.
No.
Or David Morrell. There's
People
four
want to
four
see.
people.
People want to see Canelo fight. That's all. They don't
Okay,
care who
okay.
he's fighting.
Okay, but
They're
there's
not-
Canelo, Morrell.
How'd that Charlo fight do?
Pardon me?
How'd that Charlo fight do? Jim?
It did
No,
very well
no,
at
it did
Chase
not.
Manhattan
No, it didn't.
Bank. It did very well when
Was there-
Canelo
was there
came.
buzz
The
about
four
that
super
fight?
middleweights are Canelo, not in order, Canelo, Benavidez, Boo Boo, and Morrell. Maybe that is the order.
Well, there's only one super, and that's Canelo.
The
rest of them are
why
just-
hasn't he fought any of those guys? He's had.
Or
he's been
would you be
undisputed
disappointed
rest
if
of
he
them,
fought
the rest
Munguia?
of them are junior lightweights.
No,
Look, okay.
not. Well, you just said you want him to go to 175.
Junior lightweights. Canelo is the super middleweight.
Okay.
Don't put super
I
in front
think
of
there
them
is
guys.
some. I think there is some.
Junior light heavyweight.
Everybody knows
That's a
Boo Boo.
Junior light
that is
heavyweight.
fanboy
the
talk,
winner
Jim.
of Boo Boo,
Fanboy.
the winner of Andrade and Benavidez. Will that not create buzz to say he got to fight Canelo now?
No.
And how about? Or you can be disappointed if he fights Munguia. Who? Canelo.
Jaime Munguia.
I wouldn't be disappointed
He
for
doesn't
Canelo
care.
to fight anybody. He's
I think that's a
right
great
to
call
fight
because I think
anybody.
that's what the hell is going to happen.
There's
But
nobody
Luther-
wanting to see these fights.
Okay, are more people going to want to see Munguia or winner Benavidez?
You're
Andrade?
splitting hairs.
People would
Splitting
like.
hairs.
He's gonna
you know
lose
how
his
big-
marbles.
Do you believe how? You know how big it would be Canelo versus David Benavidez
On the
No,
fifth.
no,
Oh,
it
Luther.
wouldn't be big.
That would
Oh,
be
it'd be
huge,
huge.
Jim.
Because Canelo, all his fights on Cinco
Mexi-
de Mayo is big.
Who?
The Mexicans go see all his
They
fights on
love
Cinco de Mayo.
Benavidez. It would be an unbelievable, but he ain't going to do it because he don't want to lose on that day.
Exactly.
How mad are you going to be if it's Munguia, even though you called it?
I mean, it's Canelo moves like that.
Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna-
What's
I'm
his
Well, then
record?
don't keep saying
what's
you're the
that guy's
best.
Record?
Yeah.
What's that guy's record?
He's undefeated.
He's undefeated,
Thank
but he's
you.
fought absolutely
Thank
no.
you.
Hey, look at his
Thank
resume.
you. You guys act like he's fighting bums.
If Benavidez-
the guy's fought
Jim,
22
he's fought
world
nothing but-
champions.
But there's
Jaime
world
Medina
champions in
has
belts.
fought nothing but C-level
If
competition. Nothing
Benavidez,
but.
I am interested in
Yeah,
Benavidez.
Stevens is a world champion, so he's just a belt holder.
No, there's belt holders and there's champions.
No, there's world champions, and he fought 22 of them. Most of these guys ain't fought none. This guy should go to, if he wants a championship shot.
Why are you trying to
he should
run him
go
out
to
of the division?
175.
Who would you want
Why are you
Canelo to
trying to
fight
run
at
him division?
168 super middle?
Listen, first of all, this guy
He doesn't
started
have
at
an answer.
140.
He won't give
fought
you an answer.
everybody from 140 to super heavyweight. I mean, you guys want to put him
Who
in.
do you want him to fight now?
I just don't want him to be a circus. I want you guys to
Jim,
appreciate the
just-
greatness.
Can you pick a name?
Who do you want Canelo
Give
to
three
fight
names.
I
right
want
now?
anybody.
Give three names.
Anybody.
I want to see him fight
Anybody.
Benavidez, Morrell, or Boo Boo. Who do you want?
Why? Morrell don't even have 10 fights, but y'all want him.
I
to have.
wouldn't put him in.
I would like to see David Benavidez fight David Morrell, he's been running from. He already had a contract offered by David Morrell.
Who do you want to see?
and
You already
ran.
said. You already said. Oh, guys, we got a minute left.
Okay.
Canelo versus Benavidez or Boo Boo?
Well, first of all, Boo Boo don't deserve it, and neither does
He's
Benavidez.
32-0. If he beats Benavidez, he does.
Listen, first of all, there's no buzz around it. You guys want Canelo just to be a side
It's a buzz for him, buzz for me.
I would never fight
So there was
at
buzz.
168.
John Ryder. Was there buzz
Listen,
about that
right,
fight?
I would
yeah.
never.
Andy
let me
Yildiz.
just
Was there
finish.
buzz
Let me
about
just
that?
finish.
No.
Let me just
So don't
finish.
say that,
I would
Jim.
never fight a guy at 168 who I'm not sure could make it the weight on the scale. I'm not
Jim,
doing
If he
that.
if he
I'm
makes
not doing that.
168,
No,
if he makes
no, I
168
still don't
against
trust it.
Boo Boo, then he's going to make one.
Did he lose his title
That
twice?
was 1,000 years ago.
If a
One
guy
time.
loses his title twice because he can't make the weight, I'm not taking a chance on him. I'm not prepared. Go to 175.
But he's been disciplined
that's
enough
duck
lately,
talk.
so he has not missed weight. If he fights Boo
Can you
Boo,
trust that?
if he's going to offer him a hell of a lot of money, he's going to make damn sure he makes
Can
the
you
weight.
trust crime time not to go back to prison? Tank Davis, can you trust it? I can't trust
All
it.
right. As always, and we're going to make him get rid of that damn shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, as always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities.